I guess it's recording now. Yeah, I think it's recording now. Okay. For the first method, for the first type of method, I will refer to some fundamental skills about the first method again when I introduce this one, so that it can give you some memories about it. Okay. So this is the second method about how to load the network from the OpenStreetMap. So zoom into whatever areas you want. Let me just go to the McMaster. So this is the this whole window. It's the parts where we're gonna load the network. Let me try to find out something simpler and easy for you to understand. Okay, this would be some simple network. So we're gonna record this part, the main street with some residential roads connect to the main street. Okay, and now just choose OK. You're gonna load all the materials, all the objects in this network. Again, for the student edition, you may have different size limitations, but regarding to the operations, they will be the same. And so here you're gonna import the road as the network and also import the decorations, which means that you're gonna import the buildings, the trees, the forest, some green land in the area, or some other light poles. They will all be installed. Any information in the OpenStreetMap will be included. And for the PSV reserved land, so if there's any land which will be reserved for the heavy vehicles or for the public transit, you can keep it. And for this main street, we have a lot of public transit, so we will choose the reserved for public and import the public transport lines and click OK. You're gonna have the network, and this would be the all the roads. You can find out the main street. The main street is it's not a. So this is the main street. It has 2 lanes on both directions, and also it has the some local roads connecting to that area. Let me try to open open the Google map so that you can have the comparison about the road. So I guess this is where. Does anyone still remember which part which road we record? Which road it is? Let me just click inside to see which road of this one. So this is Kingsmount Street North. That's Kingsmount Street North. Okay. So Kingsmount and Hollywood. So this is the part of the road we are. If we go to see Google Map, this is the part we recorded. The Kings Mountain Street and Hollywood and Cultural Street. and Binkley Street. I'm not quite sure Binkley Street is covered or not. But basically, we cover this region, and it's not exactly the same to what we observed, because the narrow geometry of the OpenStreetMap and the Google Map is a little bit different, and also it considers the parking lot, some like this kind of minor road is also be included there. So when you are using the OpenStreetMap directly, you need to do some modifications after you load them directly. Remove some minor roads that is not quite necessary for you. So for this case, if you don't want to see what happens inside, or if you don't want to see this kind of turns, just delete them and select the part, only work on the part, do some adjustment about the part that you are interested to play with. And also there are some minor issues about these junctions. It actually has some problems about creating those junctions. Just delete them and rebuild these junctions by yourself. It can save you. It can try to make the it will then help you to make the road more realistic. So choose all these links and combine them, and you need to do some adjustment about the turns. Definitely need to do the adjustment by yourself. But for the major part, especially for the main street, they are quite similar. For the main street, the geometries of the road are quite similar. But as I say that for all the intersections, you need to do some adjustment about the about the turns by yourself. For example, for this one, definitely no left turns will take the right lane. So you need to choose this one, modify this one. And similarly for the other directions. And of course, this one does not have the right turn. And similar to this one. So do some minor adjustments for all the junctions you have defined, and this will help you to make the road more realistic. So that's the another way, and you can also see there are some buildings, and if you double click or right click the building, you can see the features of the building. This is the Binkley United Church, and it has the some altitude information. Now, for this case, it does not have the information, but you can specify what's the altitude. Say that it's 10 meters. You can define it by yourself, and this will be very useful for you to identify what's the building looks like in the 3D models. But unfortunately for this one, we do not have any specific features about that. You probably can only choose some feature building images to represent it. But those would be some decorations. It's something you don't need to worry about. And again, for those minor residential roads, the parking lots, if you want to build a network, it's better for you to go to check those, go to check them and decide whether it's will affect your simulation. If it's not, you can remove them. Otherwise, it will be very time consuming for you to run all the simulations. So that's another way for you to build a network. With that, you don't need to draw the intersections, don't need to draw the sections by yourself. You will have the actual lengths, actual curvatures of all the roads. So let me save this one. And the last method related to the Aimsun to network development is loading the file directly from the OpenStreetMap and from some figures. Let me do it. So here, let's start with a new project and choose where the project is saved. And define the project name, Aimsun load. And what you need to select the imported map from the file. And click OK. You're going to be asked to import the file if you have an existing file. For my case, I have created a Santa Fe sample file. This is the one provided by Aimsun. And with that, it will also reserve the all the data. It's similar to what you do for the guess where it is. And then choose the well, I guess if I failed loading that, I need to load it again. So let me just load, go to the file, choose import and OpenStreetMap file, and I guess should be there. Let me see. Okay, and so this is a network file. It's just very similar to what we load from the OpenStreetMap, but definitely Aimsun provide this network because, and they do some cleanup about the network. And the good things for this one is like you also can load some image files as a decoration. So go to the file, load, import, and choose the image file. I also have the same image file for this part, for this area. Then you can see the image file. I think it's shifted a little bit. It's fine. They will actually be able to if these two files are exactly matched to each other, then you can actually match them very well. But I believe there will be some issues about the data they provide to they shared with us in their tutorials. So this might be issue. So basically, if these two files matches with each other very well, this roundabout should matches to this roundabout, and all the lines matches very well. Let me try to hide the image so that I don't need to worry about it. Yeah. So this is the this is the file loaded from the OpenStreetMap, existing OpenStreetMap. Someone may have already cleaned the network path for you, so you don't need to worry about it. And they have adjusted all the intersections. They have already set the railways and so on. With that, you will know how to build a network. And I would like to give you several, like 10 minutes for you to build a network by yourself. Say that build a network in, let me see which region. Let me see, maybe some downtown area. You will have some standard roads. How about just building the downtown area about the street between Lucky Street and Queen Street, and cover this Main Street and King Street a little bit, and some areas, some minor road in between, and see whether you are able to get a network from for Aimsun.
So Doctor, maybe not from scratch, right? We can use the map.
Yeah, you're gonna use the map. It's not from scratch. Well, definitely, if you, you use a scratch, you start from scratch only when you know all the informations, like the GPS information and the lane information. But for this one, you can load from the OpenStreetMap. It's an open source database from OpenStreetMap.
Okay, deal. Thank you.
Yeah. So let me know if you have any difficulties building the network. The loading should be straightforward. Also remember that it will ask you to choose whether you're going to reserve the line for the lanes for the heavy traffic or the public. At most time, you need to say yes. Otherwise, they will discard most of the lanes. Okay, I guess I'm gonna save the rest of 20 minutes for as what we discussed for the quiz. The tutorial Aimsun looks like it take a longer time for me to explain all the details. But for now, I believe I will try to select most of the important operations for the next lecture. Hopefully, we can finish the major contents for the steps to run the Aimsun simulation and to a little bit knowledge about how to use the Aimsun API. But for the quiz, I have just uploaded the quiz on Avenue to Learn. It's just one question about how we're gonna understand the microeconomic demand theory, how to use let me see, how to use the demand and supply functions and also the budget constraint to find out the equilibrium. Well, you can work on that and write by your hand and upload your answers on Avenue to Learn. I will create a folder for the quiz and you can upload it there. Okay, so I guess we can work on that, and with that, I will stop recording the video to save some time for you. But before you start, do you have any questions about creating or generating the network? If no, then I will assume that you all know how to do it and you can work on the quiz.